Wheeler Dealers almost officially ended after this happened.
Yes, I'm afraid it's true, and I'm really sorry. After 13 years of making Wheeler Dealers, I'm now going to be leaving the show.
If there is one thing you can count on as far as car restoration shows are concerned, it's that classic car restoration shows will always be a hit. It's almost like a magic formula. There have been many over the years, spanning different channels in different countries. America has Fast and Loud, and Canada had Restoration Garage. However, England was known for having some of the best automotive television shows in the world. One of the most popular was a show called Wheeler Dealers. From its beginnings in 2003, Wheeler Dealers has had a strong focus on buying broken-down classic cars, restoring them to near-perfect shape, and then reselling them, hopefully making a profit. Since its beginning, the show has gained a loyal fan base of car enthusiasts from around the world. The original hosts were Mike Brewer and Edd China, and they both had strong passions for cars. And that passion was super evident in everything from their purchases to their handiwork on the cars themselves. So, if you haven't seen the show, we first recommend that you watch it. But until that time, let's break down what you can expect. In each episode, Mike Brewer would buy a vehicle, usually one that is very broken down. What's more impressive though is his ability to see past the sorry state that the car is in and realize what it could be. This is the crux of the show, finding a sorry vehicle and flipping it to make a profit. The only thing is though, these aren't just your ordinary vehicles. They are classic cars, sometimes even exotic, making it even more possible for larger amounts of money to be made. Make sure to hit that subscribe for more crusty content and like this video to support the channel. And if you watch until the end of this video, we'll tell you how to win a free iPhone 12 Pro. We'd like to thank Place to Chat for sponsoring today's video. I've been using Place to Chat for a few weeks now, and it's amazing. It's a modern way for people to meet and connect online, not only locally, but also internationally. Place to Chat is the social networking platform for making new friends or finding your soulmate. What makes this platform stand out is that all the member profiles get verified, so you have no reason to worry whether there's an actual human behind the image. If you have a clear picture in mind about who you want to chat with, use an extended search tool to find the most suitable person for you. If you have no idea who you'd like to meet on the app, go with the flow and see what Place to Chat has in store for you. And once you find someone you like, don't forget to check out Place to Chat's excellent feature called Let's Talk. In case you're not sure where to start a chat, choose among already generated questions or create your own to choose from. It's great for when you find that special someone and just don't know what to say first. Using this app, you'll also notice all kinds of filters to search from, only high-quality photos, options for video and voice messages, and more. Signing up with Place to Chat is free. So use my link in the description to sign up for free, join the like-minded community, and start meeting real people today. The face of the show was English car trader turned presenter Mike Brewer. Helping him out in the shop was Edd China, who is an English television presenter, mechanic, and inventor. The first parts of each show would showcase Brewer as he meticulously analyzed old vehicles, go over the history of that vehicle, and estimate the costs. Then would come China, who would take over the mechanical aspect of the show. After the work was done by both parties, there would be the grand reveal at the end, where Brewer sells the vehicle to a new buyer and indicates how much of a profit was made. Today, the show is scheduled to air its 17th season later this year. But for those of you who are fans of the show, you'll know that the current show does not look much like it did 10 years ago. Quite a few things changed over the years, which nearly caused the show to not be able to continue shooting new episodes. Luckily, that didn't happen. But let's take a look at a few of the things that contributed to its almost demise.
He'd just become more difficult. He'd become more angry with the way that the show was being produced. And he put himself into a position where it became untenable, really. And for Edd, what he wanted, more or less, was to just work less.
Edd China left the show in dramatic fashion. From the very beginning of the show, Mike Brewer and Edd China shared an incredible bond and worked very well together on the various cars that came through the shop. It was not only evident with their interactions in front of the camera, but it could also be seen in the quality of the work produced. There was a certain amount of love that showed through with each build. However, after 13 years and some 135 cars that were worked on, Edd China parted ways with the show, and it wasn't a peaceful separation either. After he left, China was never shy about stating why he left. In a lengthy statement, he said, "The detailed and in-depth coverage of my fixes in the workshop, what I consider to be the backbone of the program, is something Velocity feels should be reduced. The workshop jobs are certainly the hardest part of the show to make, and reducing their substance and role in the show will save the production considerable time, effort, and therefore money. However, this new direction is not something I am comfortable with, as I feel the corners I was being asked to cut compromise the quality of my work and would erode my integrity as well as that of the show. So I have come to the conclusion that my only option is to let Velocity get on with it without me." But co-host Mike Brewer was quick to counter China's claims. "There's no way on earth that anyone has ever suggested that the mechanical content of the show is going to be reduced. Where that came from, I don't know. It is not going to be reduced, and the Discovery Channel is not going to change the format one iota." This quick and matter-of-fact rebuttal from Brewer caused a bit of a rift in the fanbase. Some sided with Brewer, saying that China was being a bit of a diva, while others sided with China, claiming that Brewer was just a tool of the producers, spitting out whatever dribble they wanted him to. There was a lot of drama behind the scenes after the split. After China's decision to leave the show and his subsequent statement about why he left, things got a little out of control off camera. It had been reported by Mike Brewer that he was the target of abuse and threats after the split. It didn't just involve him either. His wife Michelle and even his child had been receiving threats through the mail and when they would leave the house. This was a fact that China denied any involvement in and made statements denouncing everything that was happening. That didn't seem to be enough in the eyes of Brewer, though. In an interview with MotoringBox.com, Brewer said, "The abuse that me and my family have suffered as a result of Edd's statements affects more than just me. It affects the crew, my friends, the fans, the charities, and my employees and employers. I have been abused in the street, restaurants, supermarkets, and at car shows because Edd made the decision to leave and quit the show. His reasons are clear and out there for people to draw their own conclusions." The worst part of the whole situation is that there doesn't seem to be any answer to the situation other than to continue to appeal to the fans. Although China denounced the threats, he continued to push some agendas of his own, including making statements about starting his own worship-oriented show. Some have interpreted this as making things worse rather than better. Since China's departure, the show hasn't been able to find its groove with replacements. When Edd China was the second face of the show, things went very well. He was well-loved and played an incredibly vital role. So when he left, the producers were tasked with finding a replacement, someone who could bring the same amount of charisma, expertise, and knowledge to the show. On March 21, 2017, it was announced that China had left the show to pursue other projects, and that he would be replaced by Ant Anstead for the 14th season. Like China, Anstead was a television presenter, motor specialist, and a car builder and designer. It seemed to be a good fit for the most part. However, he didn't seem to carry as much popularity as China did when he was on the show. The styles of China and Anstead were vastly different, making it seem almost like an entirely different show. Ultimately, he ended up leaving after 3 seasons. On November 2, 2020, it was announced that there would be a 17th season of Wheeler Dealers, and that for the first time in 6 years, it would be shot in the UK. It is because of this move in filming locations that Anstead decided to leave the show, as he was not willing to move from his home in the United States. So his spot was filled by a man named Mark Elvis Priestley. Even though Anstead wasn't keen to moving, it has been confirmed that he will make some guest appearances on the show from time to time. It remains to be seen how successful Priestley will be. Many fans remain skeptical with the constant changes in cast members, seeing it as a bit of instability in leadership and direction. Luckily, Wheeler Dealers has remained strong through everything so far. From drama to heightened emotions, so many curveballs have been thrown, and the only thing the producers can do is to weather the storm. But Season 17 is in production with possible plans for an 18th. That is a long time for a show to exist, and at the very least proves that it has a strong foundation. How much longer will wheeler dealers continue? Only time will tell. Thank you for watching till the end of this video. As promised, to enter to win the iPhone 12 Pro, just subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Smash the like button and comment "No crust" below, and that's it. Also, let us know what you thought of today's video in the comments below. We'll see you next time.